Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be looking at Michael Jackson, the life of Michael Jackson, and why he was one of the most talented people of all time in music and the king of pop, all using the power of numerology, which can reveal everything about us from our career to our life purpose. So, looking into Michael's chart, the first number that I'm going to look at is his life path number. And this number is all about what we're here to do, what we need to learn and master in our own life. So in this case, his birth path or life path number is over here, which is a number 6. And number 6 is all about bringing harmony and help into the world of some sort, offering some sort of service to humanity. Now, he did this quite well in his musical career, and the number 6 is also about music, fine arts, anything to do with pleasure and good taste. And his purpose was to learn, master that, and give it back to the world. And he did that in tenfolds. And the way he did it was in a practical number, given by number 4, and practical and sort of, connecting kind of way, given by number 2. And this is why he was able to write great music, because it was very, you could feel it. It was had that sort of earthy feel about it, and you were able to connect to it, which is given by the 4 and the 2 here. So number 4 is about practicality, earth. Number 2 is about connections, relationships. So for him, it was developing that relationships with other people, in this case his fans. Now the question is, how was he able to do this quite well? In other words, he was able to deliver this life lesson, with such exceptional ability. And how did he do that? Well, if you look at it, this is where his name comes into it. Your name tells a lot about how you play out the lesson. So if you have a name that resonates with you or matches with you somewhat, your lesson, your birth path or life path lesson is going to be a lot easier to fulfill. Now, in this case for Michael Joseph Jackson, we'll start with his motivation number, which is given by the number 336 here. So your motivation number is what makes you get up in the morning and do things. It's your reason for doing things. And when this number is fulfilled, you're going to be emotionally driven to go after the things you want, and according to the law of attraction, you'll be attracting situations and events in line with how you feel, right? If this number is not carried out correctly, and or you're in the wrong job, or you're in a situation that you don't particularly like, you're going to attract negativity. But for Michael, his motivation number was number 6. So he was motivated to write good music and bring harmony to the world, and for this reason, that's why he did have some obsession with children. The reason why was because he wanted to care for people, and especially kids, but that's another matter in itself. But for music, he was motivated to write good music and really give it back, and unleash it, and that was his thing. Now how he was motivated to do this was given by his first number here, Michael. Now this is a perfect number for him to, this is a perfect name for him to fulfill his destiny of the arts and musical talent, right? Because that's given by the number 6 here as well. And these 6s, they help him deliver this purpose of, right here, of creativity and harmony and essentially, art. Great work. Now you probably noticed when you see Michael on stage and when he's singing, you find that he gets out there and he just belts the notes out. He's moving around, and he's like, you can feel it. That's given by his abilities number. Now his ability number is what you're good at, how what sort of career you'll end up in, or what ability you have. Well, when I say career, I mean you've got an ability, right, which is given by this number here, and it's what you do with it. So for Michael, his ability is an 8 energy, which is about thinking of a goal or a vision and making it happen, manifesting it. right? That relates to business as well. That's a separate thing. But in Michael's case, he was able to think of or feel, great pieces of music, write great lyrics, and he was able to deliver it. That was his ability, and that allowed him to fulfill this purpose as well as creating great music, right? And also gave him that edge to balance his vision and his reality. So he was very good at that, and that's why that makes him one of the best artists of all time. Because not only did he have talent, like we're talking about, given by the sixes in arts, he also had the ability of delivering it, given by the number 8. Now, when you see Michael on stage, you probably find when you see him on stage, you feel this sort of feeling of, like you're not there. Or you get this feeling that he's able to connect to you on a high level, right, for his music. That's given by this number here. And this is known as your personality number. And this is how people see you. So for Michael's case, you see this side of him when he's on stage performing, right? When you watch him perform, you get this feeling of, this higher energy, this higher illumination of, like, oh, it's so amazing. It really hits you, right? So that's given by the 11 here. And he's able to really touch his audience and really, connect to them by his birthday number over here, which is also to do with, bringing up. 11 is all about having an idea, having a realization, and bringing it into the world. Right? It's connecting to high spirituality, and his spirituality was one of the key ingredients in his music of creating great music. Yeah. So this explains why Michael is such a talented sort of guy, and why, in my opinion, there'll ever be another Michael Jackson like him. Never. Because of this combination here of numbers. Now, looking at his intensity table. Intensity table are your key talents. So what you're born, what gifts you've got that you're born with. In his case, one of his main gifts, he's got quite a few ones here. So he was able to know what he wanted and get out there and and deliver it. You get some people that they're very talented, they've got so much potential, but they don't necessarily know how to go out and get it, right? For Michael's case, because he has quite a few ones here, this allowed him to, be a go-getter and be unique. And 1 is all about uniqueness and doing it my way, being original, right? And that's what made Michael Michael. That's why there's no other pieces of music when you listen to his songs that are like it, right? And that's one of his key talents, individuality, given by these numbers here. The numbers 3 and 5, they stand out as well. By the way, I didn't explain. These digits here, these represent how many 3s there are in the name. So the 3s are there, 1, 2, 3, right? So there's 1, 2, 3. So each of these stars represents 1 3 in the name. So for Michael, he also had quite a few 3s and quite a few 5s. So this allowed him to deliver that and deliver and communicate that feeling of emotion, that feeling and emotion in when he's sang. He's also quite a well-rounded guy. I mean, there's no missing numbers here. And that's really helped him propel and deliver his talent in the world. Scrolling down, his planes of expression. Now, this is how Michael thinks and how he works, with how he thinks and how he operates. So he was a type of guy that was very, he was a thinker and he was very emotional as well. And when you put those two pieces of information, right, you can use that to deliver fine artwork here, right, which is his purpose number. And that was one of his strengths, connecting emotion and thoughts and bringing them together to create great music. Now, I didn't explain this other number, the ultimate goal number. So this is where Michael, this is the number that tells you where you're going to be ending, where you will end up in the years to come. So in Michael's case, because this is a number 5 is about experience, it's about life. So in this case, as you all know, he had a tragic death. Before that, he was on trial for, he was accused for child molestation and all that. So these were turbulent times of experience, and that was given by this number here. But also, scrolling down, if we look at his pinnacle numbers, I forgot to mention this. You probably heard in the early 90s he had some conditions to do with his skin. It was a medical condition, and it was to a point where he had to change the color of his skin, and it kind of put him in a situation where he was questioning himself, and was sort of more secluded and thinking within. That's shown clearly in his pinnacles here, shown by that 7. So in his early years of a child singing when he was with Jackson 5, I think it was, and working his career up, he was doing great. But around this time, governed by the 7, that's when things started to, things were getting a bit hard for him, and he sort of had to slow down and really think about who he was as a person and what he wanted. So overall, that's the numerology chart for Michael Jackson. If you guys have any questions or queries, don't hesitate to comment on them. Thank you for watching, and I'll be putting up more charts soon on famous people. Thank you.